Good morning, everybody, at the Terluran ECO webinar. We're welcoming you. Today we will discuss about our recycled ABS. And let me start with introducing the team you will meet today. As you can see, I'm Yvonne van Veen. I'm the head of the New Business Solutions and the head of advocacy. I'm responsible for working on the value chain, and I have a lot of contacts with recyclers who are supplying our materials. Next, I'd like to introduce Oliver Carstensen. He's the technical product manager, and he's responsible for the quality of the supply of our flakes for the ABS. Then next is Christian Dietlein. He's our technical account manager. He's responsible in the execution of using ABS in the field. So he will help you with molding trials and explain all technical details to you. And next, Louis McKee. He's our sustainability project specialist, and he's responsible for all commercial activities regarding Terluran ECO. Let me now introduce Styrolution to you for the ones who don't know our company. INEOS Styrolution is part of the INEOS group, and we focus on all products made of styrenics. We do around 6 billion euro turnover. We have 3,600 employees, and as you can see, we are a global company. We're #1 global leader in styrenics. You see that we have production sites in the US, Europe, China, and India. We have 6 R&D centers across the world. As you also can read, we are active in several product segments. I like to mention automotive, electronics, households, because that's one, also the toys and sports and leisures, not to forget. These are the segments that are really suitable to use Terluran ECO. And then I like to move to our own sustainability objectives. As you can see, we have very strong commitments toward our sustainability goals. The INEOS group commits to achieve net zero by 2050. We are also shifting to renewable power. I can mention that we are working in Antwerp already with renewable energy, and also our 3 sites in Germany. Also, we will use by 2025 30% recycled content in all our products of polystyrene. That's mainly for packaging. That's not for this seminar, but also very important to achieve our objectives. And also we ensure that by 2030, 100% of our polymer products can be recycled. But let's now move to the topic of Terluran ECO.
So thanks, Yvonne, and good morning, everyone. So today I'd like to start by setting the scene and talking shortly about the need for sustainable ABS solutions. And what we've seen in recent years is more and more market interest in recycled materials. And I'd say there are at least 2 big factors, contributing factors at work here. The first one is consumer demand and brand owner pledges. So, of course, sustainability is a topic that's of growing importance to consumers. And this is also feeding through to the brand owners, who in turn are making brand pledges. And another factor is increasing attention from the EU on the shift to the circular economy. So this means that the introduction of new regulations related to the use of recycled content is something that we're likely to see in the next years. And so far, most of the focus from the EU has been on measures to increase the use of recycled materials in packaging products, but other applications are likely to come into focus in the next years. And one other key part of this need for sustainable product solutions is that it's not just recycled materials that are needed, but more specifically, high-performing solutions that can be used in existing customer applications. And so how have we as INEOS Styrolution responded to this market need? We've developed and launched a range of sustainable products known as our INEOS Styrolution ECO product portfolio. And one offering from that portfolio that we'd like to focus on today is our mechanically recycled ABS products. And these are part of the Terluran ECO product portfolio. And to answer the question of why mechanical recycling is a good option for sustainable solutions, I'd now like to present a short overview of some of the different recycling technologies that can be used for styrenic products. So this here on screen now is what we say is a typical linear value chain for our styrenic products. And our ambition as INEOS Styrolution is to stop incineration, to stop landfill, and to stop marine litter. So what we need to do is shift from this linear value chain to a circular value chain, and we can achieve this through recycling. And as you can see coming up on the screen now, there are several different recycling technologies possible for styrenic products, and some of these you might already be familiar with. Our view as INEOS Styrolution is that these recycling technologies will be complementary to one another, with different processes needed for different products depending on the quality of the input waste and the requirements of the final products. INEOS Styrolution and the wider INEOS group together is looking into all of these options, but today's focus is on mechanical recycling. So briefly then, what are the benefits of mechanical recycling? Well, mechanical recycling has good technology maturity, it has low energy consumption, and therefore also a relatively low greenhouse gas or product carbon footprint. And for ABS in particular, it's also a good option because properties of the material of mechanically recycled ABS can largely be recovered with our process. I previously mentioned that INEOS Styrolution is pursuing the development of all of the recycling technologies mentioned on the previous slide in parallel, and that means that we're working with partners across the value chain, including value chain associations focused on promoting the circular economy, other INEOS business divisions, and also recyclers directly. And one of the partners that I'd like to highlight today is Barger Plastics, who for some years now has been one of our partners for the development and commercialization of our mechanically recycled products. And one of these products that we'd like to talk about today is our mechanically recycled Terluran ECO. And I'd like to start by saying that from the start of this project, our ambition for Terluran ECO and the mechanically recycled ABS has always been to build the best recycled ABS in the world. And I'd now like to hand over to my colleague Oliver to tell you a little bit more about the mechanical recycling process and what we have to offer with Terluran ECO. Oliver, over to you.
Thank you, Louis, and good day to everyone. And I would like to show you and explain to you how we make this happen to establish the Terluran ECO, as many individual steps are involved. And we start with the production of conventional ABS like Terluran or Novodur. And this is going then to its use phase in their dedicated applications. After this, at the end of the lifetime, this is going to be waste, and this waste is called waste of electrical and electronic equipment, or the abbreviation is WEEE or WEEE. And in the EU, we have a collection scheme on a municipality level at central collection points, so these applications are not going to the regular bins. This collected post-consumer waste is then handled by first sorters, and these ones extract mainly metals from these applications after shredding. So their focus is, for example, on copper, steel, or aluminium. The remaining polymer-rich fraction is then went in the past mainly to landfill or incineration. And nowadays, more and more companies are further treating this remaining materials by washing and sorting into the individual polymer families. For WEEE, from small appliances, these polymers are mainly polypropylene, polystyrene, and ABS. And in the ABS, we are interested in. Many different sorting technologies and sorting steps are involved in this whole process. For example, density separation by salt water bath. Here, for example, the brominated flame retardants are extracted, which is also very important to get rid of these moieties. But also electrostatic separation is used, just to name two of the technologies. So there's a bunch of different technologies used to have a well-sorted material in the end. And finally, we obtain an ABS fraction which has a purity well above 96%. So these extracted ABS flakes are then compounded with our modifiers and based on our recipes and additives. And then finally, we are getting our Terluran ECO with a PCR content of up to 70%. So this is how we are making the circular economy feasible. So what do we offer to the market with Terluran ECO? So as said before, we have a post-consumer content of up to 70%. And we are very proud to prevent downcycling, as we can maintain a very nice high gloss surface finish and a nice black color appearance. And we can boost the mechanical profile back to conventional ABS levels, and I will show this later. So we have really created a true drop-in solution for the market and our customers. Especially the impact resistance is suffering over the lifetime of the applications in ABS, as ABS is not UV resistant, but it can also be impacted by temperature influences or chemical impacts. Our Terluran ECO portfolio is supported by a long list of regulatory statements as well, and it achieves greenhouse gas emission savings, and I will focus on these aspects in the following slides. Showing you here with our two grades which we offer to the market. The names are Terluran ECO GP22, MR50BK and MR70BK. MR is the abbreviation for mechanical recycling, and 50 and 70 respectively is an indication of the post-consumer ABS content in this material. Coming back to the mechanical profile, in this table I would like to show you that both of our Terluran ECO grades are in the same range compared to conventional Terluran GP22 standard black, which we offer also to the market in terms of stiffness, impact resistance, flowability, and also heat resistance. Because you need to keep in mind that especially the impact resistance is suffering over the lifetime of an ABS application. If you would compound 100% PCR ABS from small appliances, you would end up in a range of 6 to 10 kilojoule per square meters in the notch Sharpie value. So we are proud being able to boost with our expertise in modifiers this level back to conventional ABS performances. Focusing a little bit on the regulatory aspects, from the regulatory sides, we offer a variety of different statements like MSDS, so safety data sheets, but also REACH and ROS, and SVHC. This is the abbreviation for substances of very high concern, as well as the yellow card, which we have based on UL 94 listing. And here we have an HB rating down to 1.5 millimeters. Furthermore, we are working as well on the certification of our PCR content, so that you can be sure in the end that really post-consumer recycled material is used in our grades. And this will be worked on within the next weeks. We know very well that those regulatory aspects are very important for you as customers, but also for societies in general. And to be sure that we are in line with those regulatory compliances, we have regular checks on our materials, both on our end products, but also on the PCR flakes. We have regular checks on that with certified labs. Last but not least, I would like to introduce our study about the greenhouse gas footprint on Terluran ECO. And here we can show that we can save nearly 40 and 50% respectively with MR50 and MR70 compared to an EMEA ABS industry standard published by Plastics Europe. And this shows that we are able to be part of the circular economy, and that we can save both raw materials and energy at the same time. And we as INEOS Styrolution can contribute to this circular economy. And now I would like to hand over to Christian, who will show you some of our applications which we have already in the market.
Many thanks, Oliver. So as our Terluran ECO is already used for various applications inside of various markets, I would today especially highlight and focus the housing of a vacuum cleaner made from the Terluran ECO and MR50. Right from the beginning, I need to mention That the customer had already an existing application means, in fact, the aim was to switch from a virgin ABS into the Terluran ECO. And therefore, the Terluran ECO is a true drop-in solution. Means no additional investment in terms of modes and in terms of assembling was necessary here. Looking on the dimensional stability, in fact, the shrinkage of the material is very competitive compared to virgin ABS. In terms of flowability, I need to say that the MVR is even slightly higher compared to the GP22 virgin material. And flowability gives you in the end flexibility, which is highly appreciated from the market, of course. Very important, as you can imagine, for those optical articles are the high gloss finish and also a high quality surface. And therefore, I need to mention that both of these are very comparable looking into virgin ABS and comparing it with the Terluran ECO. Overall, I need and want to say that our Terluran ECO is a true post-consumer recycling material, a mechanical recycled material, which is a true sustainable solution. And in fact, also looking on the chemical resistance, a very important one for household as well as E&E applications is absolutely comparable against virgin ABS material. And therefore, the material, the ECO itself, is a true sustainable solution. As besides the vacuum cleaner I showed you, we have plenty of application, suitable application used across various market segments. First of all, looking into the household industry, on the left you can see the front panel of a washing machine. On top, you're going to see also the housing of a coffee machine. For both of these articles, the chemical resistance, as you can imagine, is a key point and the very important one that is provided by using the Terluran ECO. Looking a bit deeper into the E&E market, therefore you can see in terms of telectronics, the router housing and also the remote control housing. Also here, and also looking on parts made from the hairdryer molded by the Terluran ECO, and very good and reasonable YCAT is very important and the key for such E&E applications. Going a bit more into the IT industry application, therefore the Terluran ECO is already used for various housing application when it comes, for example, to printer, etc. Therefore, a very important one is, for example, the UL listing that we can provide with our Terluran ECO MR50 as well as the MR70. By the way, with comparable or competitive values against the GP22. Last but not least, I would like to show you one article from the traveling industry, in fact, a suitcase. And therefore, parts of the rolls and also the handling bars are molded from the Terluran ECO MR50. Hereby, especially the high impact, in fact, good CHAPI values are highly appreciated and also needed. Since I end up now with my small presentation, we would like to take our time to open all your questions. And therefore, I would like to hand over to my colleague, Ivan.
Thank you very much for the presentation. I hope you can hear me because I get a message I'm muted. Okay. Let's look at the questions. I have a question for you, Oliver, because a lot of people are interested in how do we secure our supply? How do we make sure that there is enough, that we have access to enough PCR available, good quality ABS?
Yeah, thank you, Yvonne. Very good questions. Yeah, we have announced that we have already a partner working on this project and making Terluran ECO available for the market. But of course, we are looking to the possibilities to enlarge our supply base. And here we are working together with very reliable, well established sorters in the European market, and we are constantly browsing this industry very closely, and we are sure that we can ensure the demand from our customers also in the future.
Yes. Thank you. Then, of course, it's not only about flakes. We also need to compound the product and have enough availability of the end product of the final Terluran ECO grades. So, Louis, I'd like to ask you, how do we indeed work on this constant quality of compounding and availability of our commercial offer?
Yes, so in fact, thanks Yvonne. That's an important point and maybe something that we didn't focus on so far so much. So Terluran ECO, the MR50 and the MR70 is fully commercially available already today. We keep a stock of material, and so it's possible to place orders for multiple full truckloads for delivery at short notice. Then for significantly larger projects, let's say we need a few months notice to go back along the supply chain and get everything organized. But Terluran ECO, the MR50, the MR70 already commercially available as of today.
Perfect. And Christian, a question for you. You already mentioned some product segments, and by now we have we already have large customers. So maybe you can explain a little bit the experience of our large customers, in which segment they are, and how they took the decision to move from virgin to ECO.
Interesting question indeed. So I would say the core market for the ABS in general, and as well for the Terluran ECO, are housing applications, of course. And this, since we nowadays have, in terms of documents, all these REACH, RoHS, also UL validation, and also the EN71 validation, the grade is already implemented inside the E&E industry, the household as well, and a very important one also, toy, sports, and leisures. And in fact, the material, and that needs to be highlighted, is a true drop-in solution. So if the customer is already used to work with virgin ABS, you can substitute the material as it is against the Terluran ECO.
Okay, I see here a very interesting question from the public, and we get this question very often. So I will address it to Oliver because it's about sorting technology. How do we indeed achieve the sorting of black material? Indeed, near infrared is a problem with black, but I think Oliver can explain how we sort, how we make sure that we get black.
Right. So within this whole sorting technology, which is used for WEEE applications, near infrared is not yet the main focus. So there are a lot of sorting technologies involved, but not near infrared. So the carbon black issue with this near infrared invisibility is not an issue, as most of the applications of those small appliances are either black or dark gray. The overall material is ending up in a very dark gray material, and then we add a little bit more of carbon black to our recipe to end up in our standard black version of those pellets. But carbon black in itself as a pigment is not an issue for the sorting of WEEE.
Perfect. And let's stay on the black topic, because this will be a question for you, Louis. I like the question. Black is beautiful, but do we also plan to develop other colors?
So what I can say about this is Terluran ECO, the MR50 and the MR70. We offer the Terluran ECO in black only. It's our standard black. It's a good, consistent black, achieving, it's a consistent color. For colors, we have our colleagues at INEOS Styrolution in the specialties business who have developed some colored solutions under the brand name Novador ECO. So if you do need colored solutions, please get in touch with us and we can connect you to the right colleagues. But for Terluran ECO, it's available in black only. That's an important point indeed.
Yes, and then again, a question people ask us very often, and I think this question should be answered by you, Oliver, and it's about food approval. Are we aiming for food approval with Terluran ECO?
Right, yeah, this is a frequent questions we are getting. We offer our Terluran ECO solely to non-food contact applications, as the current regulations do not apply to this industry yet. So it's non-food contact only for the time being.
Yeah, and I think the next question is a little bit about the 30% left. We mentioned in the presentation that we develop a recipe, so maybe Christian, you can explain a little bit more to the audience that it's a combination of flakes and recipe and not only virgin ABS.
Right. Very important to mention, first of all, is a lot of people ask us, you have 50 and 70% of recycling on content will stay as it is, and do you have plans to make rates with even higher recycling content? The answer is here, it clearly stays as it is with 50 and 70%. The reason, therefore, is here we want to have a high performance material, as Louis already mentioned, and therefore, as you might imagine, to boost the material and to get these really nice mechanical properties, we need some specific impact modifiers that we put in to reach a constant and stable quality in terms of surface, but the most important one, to receive these excellent mechanical results. And therefore, indeed, 50 or 70% are recycling flakes, as Oliver mentioned, and the rest are additives that we put in. Some of them are similar that you see which are in virgin ABS.
Yeah. I think indeed it's important to understand to the audience that it's based on a recipe and not only mixing virgin with flakes. A little bit back to the black topic, and I think that Oliver would like to answer these questions because we get it also very often, and maybe we can mention a little bit about supply. Do we have natural, or I add white, or any other color?
As said, the compounding of the ABS flakes or from small appliances would end up in a very dark gray. But there is also a recycling stream on white goods, for example, fridges and freezers. And if you focus to collect these ones and keep this separate from the small appliances, then you can obtain a light gray, dark white fractions. Depends on from which angle you're looking at that. Unfortunately, there is currently no natural source because the majority, larger than 99% of all ABS materials are colored before they are used, regardless if they are visible or non-visible in the end. So natural material is really hard to achieve and to get it back, as long as we are focusing on mechanical recycling. We also look into potential or to have insights into chemical recycling. There might be a solution or a potential way and path forward to get rid of the pigments, but this is a longer way down the road.
Yeah. That's indeed always a question we get very often, but as everybody knows, most small domestic appliances and electronics appliances are by nature black, but we're working hard on it to get supply on it. I'm going back to you, Louis, because it's a general question and we both could answer it, but I think you could also answer. Do you plan only for ABS recycling or other products in Styrolution? Maybe we can mention the PS recycling project.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's a very clear and important part of INEOS Styrolution strategy to develop sustainable solutions for all of our products. You heard Yvonne talking about earlier in the presentation about the fact that by 2030 we want to ensure that 100% of our polymer products are recyclable, and we also want to offer sustainable solutions for our other products on the standard business side, which includes our standard ABS, Terluran, and our polystyrene. So particularly with polystyrene, we're very active with mechanical recycling, chemical recycling, and also bioattributed products, which involves using renewable feedstock. And those technologies are also being applied to our specialty products. So if you go onto our Styrolution website, and I think there's a link to the website on the final slide, the next slide, Styrolution-ECO.com. Then you can learn more about our other sustainable solutions for other products, including the specialties products like Luran, NAS, and various other products as well. So yes, it's not just Terluran ECO, the standard ABS, that we're working on sustainable solutions for. It's all of our products, and it's just that we've chosen today to focus on Terluran ECO, mechanically recycled MR50 and MR70, because that's absolutely one that we have fully available as of today, and we'd really like to show it to you a little bit more. So again, I would really encourage you to get in touch with us if you think there are any opportunities to start up new projects with Terluran ECO or any of our other sustainable products in the Styrolution ECO product portfolio.
Perfect. Then, Oliver, I have to go back to you because it's about the certification. Maybe you can explain what our intentions are regarding certification.
In general, we try to copy paste all certifications we also have for GP22 standard black, so for our conventional material, and we are very far down this road. So we have all MSCS, ROS REACH, SVHC, EN 71.3. We have POP. CP65 will be finished in the next weeks. What else do we have? We have the PAHs. We have a declaration on this one. Absence declaration. This is a little trickier because various materials are coming to the to this waste stream, so we cannot ensure to 100% that every single substance is absent. Nevertheless, we have a very intense an analysis scheme on the flakes and on our material on more than 300 substances. We are looking into that, not batch by batch, but regularly within the year, as said, with third-party labs to be really sure that we are here in line with those certificates required.
I also think that the person is interested if we work on a certificate to assure the recycling content amount.
Yeah, absolutely. We are working here together with the recycling scheme Recyclas. This is based on, or this is a subsequent certification scheme on which is based on EU Cert+, which is dedicated to the sorters themselves. And this audit will be performed end of next month, and then we have a certificate on our PCR content.
Yeah. Then I go back with one question on PS to you, Louis. It's again on colors, but I think it's a bit different for PS than for ABS.
Yes, that's right. So for polystyrene, which you can learn a bit more about again on our Styrolution ECO website, regarding colours, as Yvonne mentions, it's a little bit easier with the Terluran ECO. Our kind of starting point for our final product is WEEE waste or small domestic appliances, and typically these are dark coloured products that we find in the waste in the waste stream. With polystyrene, one of the typical applications that polystyrene is used for is yogurt cups. yogurt cups are generally white or in lighter colors, and that also means it's easier for us to offer lighter colored solutions as well. So that's why our polystyrene eco mechanically recycled material will be available in lighter colors like white.
Yes. And then I'd like to go back to Christian, because I have a question here. Do we have samples available? Can people ask for samples?
So yes, in general speaking, in terms of the material, we provide the same service as we do for the standard material. So in terms of sampling, we have first of all sampled blacks, of course, and also sampling existing molds or new project is for sure possible. Therefore, we provide the sample material as you are used to get it from us. And on top, we provide the full business development service. So in person, I can also support you if sampling or molding is necessary. And on top, as Oliver already indicated, we are also able to provide you all necessary documents we're gonna hold in hands.
Good. And then Oliver, I have to come back to you. It's on about the LCA. It's a specific question on what is the greenhouse gas emission of recycled ABS. I think we can mention that we have looked at different sources. So maybe you can elaborate a little bit on the process, what we have been doing to come to the greenhouse gas calculations.
Yeah, right. So the start of this, the whole calculation is the collection points on the municipality level. And then the first sorting and also the secondary sorting is involved in that. Also the waste streams coming out of that. And then in general, we have a mass balance approach of the various streams coming out of those individual sorting steps. And then, of course, also the conventional additives are calculating within this this greenhouse gas footprint calculation, as well as the logistics and energy mixes and water consumption. Compounding is included. So all the individual steps we need to make Terluran ECO coming to life. And then finally being in our warehouse fit for or ready for shipment. This is all calculated and then combined and then compared to this regular average ABS produced in EMEA, which was formally published already by Plastics Europe.
Yeah. Yeah, and maybe good to mention that we work with universities and also with our recycling partner to come to. So it's we have done our due diligence. We're nearly maybe coming to the end. I think, Louis, an important question to you is how can people or how can our customers place the order, and what would be the packaging type?
Sure, yeah, I can take that one. So for placing orders, I would suggest that you contact your account manager, or otherwise you can also get in touch via the email address that's in the bottom right-hand corner of the slide. So with that, please, give us some more details of your project requirements, and then we can get started today already. And then I think you also asked on packaging type, and for packaging type, for the time being, Terluran ECO, the MR50 and the MR70 is available in 25 kilogram bags only. But of course, we're looking to widen the selection of available packaging types in the future. And if you're interested in Terluran ECO, but you need a different packaging type, please do get in touch anyway, and we'll find a solution.
Good. That brings me to the last question of this session. There are questions if we are exploring this project globally. So maybe I give the question to Oliver to tell where we are active in other regions.
Yes, so as this is a part of our sustainability strategy, and sustainability needs also to respect energy savings or to consume the least possible energy for our materials, we would like to keep these solutions regional on a midterm at least. Europe was the leading region to start this Terluran ECO material, but also Asia is intensively working on this one. So also there we want to have a regional solution on Terluran ECO, which is supplying the same mechanical profile as we do here in Europe. And maybe I can forward you to the webinar on Terluran ECO from the Asian region, which will be launched end of next month, so end of April. There will be a dedicated webinar on Terluran ECO from Asia.
Good. Then I see no more questions in the chat. I think we have addressed a lot of topics. I hope it was a useful and learning session for you. Of course, we hope now to get in touch with you in individual discussions to discuss further of the possibilities of Terluran ECO. Indeed, the last slide. So if you want to contact us, please contact your account manager, or you can mail us. And I think by now, then I like to close the session. Thank you all again, and we're really looking forward to get in touch with you.
Driving success together.